Hey, everyone, listen. Did you watch Love and Marriage Huntsville? I'm still watching it. You know what? It's okay, right? I guess, sometimes we can get conditioned to things. Trying to clean off my glasses. I should have cleaned them before I got on. Sometimes we can get conditioned to things, right? And you can get conditioned to just having so much drama on these reality shows. And then when we don't get that same level of drama, we think it's boring. I mean, I still Love and Marriage Huntsville is still one of my faves. This week, this past Saturday's episode, it had a lot going on. Some good stuff happened, and we're going to get into it. So I'm glad to see that y'all hanging in there with me. Okay, I see y'all out there, and I'm glad to see y'all. Thanks for stopping by. I wasn't sure how many of you were going to be here, but I'm glad you're here. Either way, I'm going to do this, right? So, Kimmy and Maurice, I really do think they're a really cute couple, right? They do have a lot of dynamics going on, but I think that everybody on Love and Marriage Huntsville, all the couples have a lot of different dynamics going on. So she opened a title, maybe they been had it. And if they did, I'm not sure, right? But they have a closing title company, right? So they have this company. I'm just like peeking at my notes here. They have like this title closing company, and she's saying it's a kind of like one of a kind, and they're sitting there and they're pretty much having a conversation. And they're having a conversation about the toxic people like in their circle. Of course, Miss Wanda's one of them. Hey y'all, thanks for coming by. Don't forget, as you come in, hit that like button, okay? Hit the like button, because I need you to do that. So it's 49 of us in the building so far. Hit the like button for me. So, they have this title company. They're talking about all the toxic, people in their circle. And they're related to the toxic people, which is kind of difficult when you have somebody that's toxic in your life. Normally you can kind of just get rid of them, but when they're a family member, it's a little bit more difficult to get rid of that toxic person. So one being Maurice and Marsau's brother Mark, and Kimmy is pretty much telling him like, listen, y'all need to talk to Mark. But we all know, can you control your sibling? If you out there, you have siblings, can you control your siblings, or can you control what other people do? You really can't. I mean, if you're the oldest in the family, sometimes you can talk some sense into your younger brothers and sisters. But then there's a lot of times where, I said it before, you got like this wild card. You can't tell them what to do, right? They're going to do what they want to do, and they're going to be and act the way they want to act. So, but she's pretty much telling Maurice, you got to talk to Mark because Mark is out of control. He's very wild with his mouth. He says some very toxic things. Big fat no, I'm the sibling. Phoebe, listen, no, it's really hard. So I think I said this before too. I have two sisters, one brother. And we're not that far apart in age, but my one sister, the middle one, I think the middle children, they always kind of like fighting. I don't know what they're trying to do, but they always want to be the ones that tell everybody what to do. So my middle sister, she always is saying, do this, do that. No, I told you not to go here. But I don't have anyone in my family that seems to be as toxic as Mark is. So but we'll get to when they actually had a physical sit down with Mark. We'll get to that in a little bit. But in the meantime, Kimmy's just kind of telling him like, yo, listen, you got to check Mark, okay? Because he's a big mess. And what he's putting on social media about Miss Van, you know, it's not right. And it's just going overboard. And they also kind of talk about Miss Wanda. And she kind of reiterates the fact that, you know, y'all trying to tell Tisha to control her mother, but y'all don't even know how to control Mark. So what's the difference? You know, so you got to understand that just like Tisha can't tell her mother what to do and what not to do, and y'all saying y'all can't do that with Mark. So respect the boundaries that she cannot do that with her own mother. So they had a nice little conversation there. I actually like seeing them together, you know, in their business in that office, and Kimmy kind of doing her thing. And I think we do need diverse group of people in some of these different businesses, because if you ever go to buy a house, it's a lot. It can be overwhelming. First of all, the amount of papers you have to sign just to secure the mortgage on a home, it's like over the top. It's like sign here, initial there. You got to get a title. Somebody has to come and inspect the home. It can be truly overwhelming. And if you have someone that you can really trust to help walk you through that situation and navigate it a little bit easier for you, it's nice. So it was nice to see those two together. Now, here's the conversation. Okay, they can try, but it's not always successful. Yeah, you're right. You can try to talk to your siblings. Don't mean it's going to get through to them. Don't mean that they're really listening. But you know what? I think sometimes with people, you can talk to them now, and maybe it won't hit them to a year or two later. So never think that your conversation is going to waste. It can perhaps impact them later on. It was the same for me, you know, with my parents growing up. Like a lot of things they said to me at the time that they said it, I was like, ugh. But later on in my life, I was like, oh my God, my mom said this, my mom told me about that. And I do the same thing with my son now. So even though I think or I know a lot of stuff, he's like, whatever in his head, I have confidence in knowing that when he really needs to apply that message, he's probably going to get it. Because sometimes we know we just don't get into later. We just got a home built and it was a lot of work. You are right, Diva. Oh my God, it's so much work. And see, you know, building from the ground up. So I will tell you this really quickly. I will say this, that, you know, so my townhouse, it was an older townhouse when I bought it. It was in my price range when I bought it, but a lot of work needed to be done. In hindsight, I would have rather bought a new construction than to have done all the work that I did in this house. I At the time I bought this home too, I had OD'd on watching HGTV, right? But the magic of TV is, oh, it's so easy. They just like, oh, you got to just rip up a floor, do this, do that. Oh my goodness. When you actually start doing it, and then you have to get permits and then finding the right contractor. By the time I finished paying for all of that, I might as well have bought the new construction townhouse that I thought I couldn't afford, because it was crazy. And even ripping out like my little bathroom, the amount of money they want to remodel it, I was like, goodness. I mean, I was like, I can go buy a whole nother house. But anyway, you know, I digress with the home buying. It's a lot of work, but it's a lot of fun. And, you know, when you get to do whatever you want in your home, like with a closet or whatever, you appreciate it a lot. So, yes, you're right. It's a lot. Say it again. Do you keep saying it to Yes, I do. I keep talking to him until it will sink in. But, you know, I'm fortunate. You know, he's pretty good. He listens to me, even though he'd be like, Ma, you get on my nerves. But he does listen. Yes, thank you. Hit that like button, everybody. So this is the scene where I really, really, I like this scene. I thought it was a little messy. Y'all gotta tell me how you felt about Keke, Tisha's cousin. Because I was like, I was wavering back and forth with her. I felt and understood what she was saying, but at the same time, I'm like, you going against family and you're kind of talking to Mel. So I felt some kind of way. Y'all gotta tell me how y'all felt about this. You know, the scene with Mel and Keke. So Keke is Tisha's cousin. And unfortunately, I'm gonna put it as they fell out. They fell out. Okay, they fell out, and this is the power in telling your own truth. It was giving me, I have no one to film with. Oh, Fifi, you know what? You know what? Okay, I can take that. You talk, and you're talking about that Mel had no one to film with. Are you talking Mel had no one to film with? I can see that, right? So okay, so Keke comes, and first she calls Mel, and then she's like, "Oh, I just pulled up right to your house." Now, before Melody got divorced from Martell, before she fell out with Donnie and everybody on the cast, we never heard of her and Keke being so close. The Scots talked to the Holtz first about Keke. Oh, to the Holtz first about Keke. They did, right? They did. But okay, so we're gonna talk about this, guys, right? They did talk to Melanie and Martell about Keke. But I'm thinking, so just imagine if you had, you said Mel is using Keke. Yeah, Candace speaks. I kind of feel that way too, right? Um, so let's say you had a family member that was on drugs, and now this family member just got out of rehab, and you have good friends that are going to let this family member stay at your house. I do understand why you may say to them, look, I know you letting my cousin come stay with you. And I just want to give you a heads up that, they did have a drug problem. They just got out of rehab. And only saying that, the only reason why I'm saying you would give that heads up is because you don't know, when it comes to drugs, you don't know if somebody is going to slip right back into it, right? So you wouldn't want to let your friends let someone in like that and not have a heads up. And what if they slip back into taking drugs, and now they're robbing and they're stealing from you? And then your friends are going to look at you like, well, why didn't you tell me your cousin, was like this? So I don't think that the Scots told the Holtz maliciously about Keke. I think they was just kind of warning them just in case something happens, because she was fresh out of rehab. Now I could be wrong, but let me know how y'all feel about that. So Mel and Keke are talking, right? And I do now, what I do like about Mel is she's not playing with this business. So I see Mel like really building up this business to be something great and amazing. If you tried her products, let me know. I did not try them. I did not try her skincare line, but Mel, I think naturally has, beautiful skin, and she has, she looks great. I'm sure her products, are really nice. Keke was coming over for Christmas dinner where they were discussing the show. When they was discussing the show, they were offered to be on the show before Tisha and Marsau. Now that's Chi-Town I did hear. That's Chi-Town I did hear. So yeah, I did hear that. So you thinking that it becomes malicious when they start laughing and joking about her situation. I do agree. I do agree with that. I do agree with that. It was not their business to tell, but you can't talk about their business, you're trying to say. But do you think, would you not want to be warned? Would you not want to be warned if, let's say, okay, Diva's gonna come to your house, but like Diva got a problem with stealing people's stuff and someone else knows, wouldn't you want them to alert you before I come stay at your house? You don't think that that's a fair thing to do? But so okay, but I see all the sides here, but Keke and Mel are talking. Mel is there, kind of, doing what stuff with her business, right? Oh, you have Angela. Oh, you really like them. Okay, maybe I have to look at them, Angela. Is the price reasonable? You let me know if the price is reasonable. We will all know that Keke has been dying to get on the show, so this was her way in. So you think this is a way for Keke to get in? Okay, so all right, so they're talking, and this is what I think you gain your power back, right? Because Marsau, when they was at the Sure Enough dinner or whatever that situation was, and Kiki and Tisha and Marsau was all getting into it, he did threaten to kind of tell Kiki business before she told it. And so I think she gained her power back for sure by going there and telling Mel, like, look, this is what he was threatening to say. I know he kind of already told you, but she let it out there herself, right? That I had a pill problem. And, as a result of me having a pill problem, once I got addicted, I started taking pills, from other people. I do think that Kiki kind of told the story a little lightly, right? But it's okay. I think it probably might have gotten a little more worse than what she said, but I do wholeheartedly appreciate the fact that she told it herself. She wasn't stealing people's stuff. She helped herself to some of their pills. Thank God she chose life and to be free and went to rehab. Yes, good for Kiki. And I totally feel that way too. Candace, I totally feel that way too. Like, good for her. She owned her to her own stuff. She went to rehab, so she saved herself. Um, from what Kiki said, there's still some information Marsau can divulge. I'm sure it is, right? I'm sure it is, but I think that, listen, their family, sometimes your worst enemy is a person that knows all your business. I mean, if they turn on you, they could end up being your worst enemy. But I feel like, what, Kiki at least gained some of her power back by saying, what, before you start to tell my business, I'm going to tell it myself. And I did appreciate that moment with her and, Melanie and her just telling stuff. And she said, listen, of course, I think you can fight with your family, but still love them. And she said, you know what? I love Miss Wanda. She admits that, Miss Wanda is a hot mess. But she said, I love her. Like, she's family. What am I going to do? And, she also said that she just was upset that Marsau told her, was threatened her, kind of, so to speak, so that she would shut her mouth at the dinner, the Sure Enough, party or whatever the case may be, launch party. But the thing is, though, she must have some stuff on them too, because why would he get so upset, about what she was about to say? If so they both, I think, equally probably have some dirt on each other, and she's just trying to let them know, like, y'all not innocent, like, don't do this to me. From what Kiki said, there is still, okay, I think I read that. So yeah, so I mean, it's just, it's kind of like a two-way street. Not when you own your own stuff, no one can hurt you with your truth if you own it and move from it. Yes, don't let your past hold you hostage. Yes, I like that last part. Don't let your past hold you hostage. I love that. I would definitely want to know about Kiki's issue before she came to my home. I feel that way too, right? I feel it's fair. I do hope that Melody admits that she would have wanted to know about Kiki's drug and theory issues in advance. Yeah, I think so too. Okay, so, okay, Funky Dineva said, don't let nobody spray you with your own tea. Oh, shoot. All right, I like that. All right, Funky Dineva. I like that one. Okay. Don't let nobody spray you with your own tea. That one is nice. I like that one. Yeah, that's a really good statement too, right? Do it yourself. Do it yourself and take your power back from that person, especially when they're just trying to do it to be malicious, right? They're trying to do it. And there's a other saying that I wrote. It's like, you want to keep bringing up my past, but God already forgave me. Okay. So I'm moving on from that. You're not going to keep holding me down with that. Now, this was interesting. You know what? First of all, I always think it's really cute when yeah, hold your power, right? I really think it's really cute when families, they have like 3 or 4 children, or they have 2 children, and they pick a letter out the alphabet and they kind of name all their kids with that, beginning with that letter. So I like the fact that it's Maurice, Marsau, and Mark. But I would love to see the dad. I would love to see the dad, because Marsau and Mark, but Maurice has it too. But his kind of, I don't know, his is kind of a little bit under the cover a little bit. They got some strong personalities. But I think out of the three brothers, Mark is at the top of the food chain. Then comes Marsau, and then comes Maurice. And maybe I'm not seeing Maurice everything about him just yet, because he may be at the same level as his brothers. But right now, Mark is a whole hot mess. Then comes Marcel, and then comes Maurice, right? Let me see. Marcel needs to Marcel needs to own up to his past and present the woman we're all hearing about, right? All my children are named like that as well. Cute Chi-Town. I was actually, if I had another one, I was going to do the same thing too. But my son, his initial starts the same as my initial. So yes, I do like that. So they at the park or whatever the case. Hey, who said Kate? Thanks for stopping by. So they at the park, and they speak to Mark. Mark is just like I said, like Marcel, he's narcissistic. But I will say this. I do, although I think he's messy, although I think he says problematic things, I think he's disrespectful to Van, but I think he's so disrespectful to Melanie's mom because he was pissed that Melanie's mom said that they was not in a relationship, right? And so that got him all his panties all in a bunch, so to speak, right? If you go to Mark's IG, he has pictures. Oh, he has pictures of the dad. Kerms tried to get me. Okay, I gotta go find his IG. Kerms tried to connect me to his IG because she said that that he went live once and he was just wilding out on the live. I'm gonna look for his IG again. Does the dad? Do they all look like the dad? Do they favor the dad? Oh, yeah, I had two generations of ends, but my oldest cousin ruined it. Yeah, get your oldest cousin ruined it. By naming her daughter with a J. After that, it was fair game. LOL. Yeah. Okay, I gotta go. Okay, Shy Time, thank you. Send it to me. Okay. So yeah. Oh, they have different fathers. Really? Okay. So does Maurice have a different father than Mark and Marcel? Or just tell me, just out of curiosity. But it just seems like, because I'm trying to figure out where they getting this heavy trait from. I do not understand Marcel's analogy with about rocks and shells. I mean, I did, but it was a long way around the block for me. Marcel is messy. He gaslights a lot. Even at the end, when I get to the scene when they spoke to Miss Wanda, and he said sometimes you gotta talk a certain way to toddlers. So you trying to call my mom a toddler? Like, he's always giving sideways about her mom. Is their mom still alive? Maurice and Marcel and Mark. I just wonder. Their dad was at Maurice wedding, and Mark and Marcel look like their dad. Okay, so okay, their dad was at Maurice's wedding. So Maurice has a different dad. Okay, but either way, it really doesn't matter. I'm just trying to guess here. So, because the first season, Kimmy and Maurice got married. So you're saying that the dad was there? I'm gonna have to go back and look at that wedding scene because they got married on a boat. Listen, I'm true to Love and Marriage in Huntsville. Love and Marriage Huntsville. That's Maureen's dad is different than from theirs. Okay, okay, I can picture that because Marcel and Mark look more alike than Maurice and yeah. What did you say? None of them look alike to me. Not even the sister who appeared. Okay, so then, okay, what have I been under a rock? Where's the sister? When did the sister come in? I don't know if I ever seen the sister. Hey, Angel Eyes. Oh yeah, their mom is still alive. So see, my thing is, if that was their mom acting like Miss Wanda, or if Tisha didn't like something that their mom was doing, would he allow Tisha to be running her mouth about their mom like that? I know he wouldn't. He wouldn't at all. So I don't like that. He's mad at Van just speaking up. Just he's just speaking up for himself. He just wanted her to acknowledge him and be honest about their relationship. He felt he gave her time to be honest, but she wouldn't do that. So Candace, you know what? I get that too, but I heard at the time he had other girls. So it was like you messing around with several people. You're messing around with all these people. This man don't have to claim nobody. But you know what though? It's one thing to not claim, but it's a whole nother thing. I think you are going to start mess with somebody if you just act like they was not a part of your life at all, and you're on TV. It's one thing if you want to tell your friends and y'all in private, like, I wasn't with him, we ain't have nothing. But for you to say that on TV, of course that man is going to catch feelings, and you're going to have to deal with the aftermath of that. Do I think he's doing too much and being a girl, so to speak, by just keep crying about it and keep every time you turn around he's still talking about it? Yeah, I do. I ain't want to talk about Melanie's mom like that. Cheryl, don't do that. Mm-mm, don't do that. I think Miss Van. Oh God. Okay, we're gonna do this. I think Miss Van, she didn't want her business out there like that. And she could have navigated around that a little better. I think the way she navigated around it was messed up because she tried to act like there was nothing between them. But I mean, it was a little something. Even if you want to just say y'all was friends with benefits, y'all did have a little something, and I think it ticked them off that he wasn't acknowledged at all. Let's be honest. Would you would you claim that body? Leave the past in the past. No, I wouldn't claim that body. But if I happen to be on a reality show and I know how the fans they dig and they find everything, I would have just been like, you know what? We had a moment. That's what I would have said. I would have been like, we had a moment, and our moment was our moment, and that was that. Okay, that's how I would have did that. Mark is the oldest. Oh, then Maurice, and then Marsau is the youngest. That's right. You know what? I keep forgetting that Marsau is the youngest because for me, it seems like he's older than Maurice, but you are right. They show their younger pictures. The sister appeared with Tisha and they were discussing Kimmy at the time. What season was that? I gotta go back and look. You know what I almost feel like too? I almost feel like the Scots are trying to make Love and Marriage Huntsville about them, their family. I feel like they're trying to take over the show. I think slowly but surely they're trying to creep their way in and take over the show. But if they do take over, I'm almost feeling like they don't want Keke to be a part of this takeover. Yeah, Marcel aged rough. Yeah, he does. He doesn't seem like he's the youngest. He seems, and he talks to Maurice like he is the oldest. Okay, she said, "Don't let me be the one to get away. We are a power couple, and you are the last person that I was intimate with." Oh my gosh. Okay. Left behind. If you dated anybody that looks like him and acts like him, that would be excuses. Then when you and oh, that would be excuses. Then when you and God only knows. Okay. Well, yeah, Marcel is the youngest who said Kate. There's another brother. Say it ain't so. Say it ain't so. I mean, it's funny, but you know what? If that would be a circus if all of those brothers would be on the show, especially Mark, because Mark is a piece of mess. He said he ain't apologizing about nothing. Okay. Miss Van and Mark was collateral damage. Yeah. Isn't there? Yeah, somebody said there is another brother. Oh my God, I just can't imagine there being more of them. But my thing is, you can just be jumping bones with someone and not be in a relationship. Maybe that's what it was for her. You know what, Bianca? You are correct. You are correct. But and all of that's fine when you are not in the public eye, when you are not part of a reality show. And indirectly, once you become part of a reality show, you are a public figure, right? So that's why I would have said we had our moment. I would have did something like that, or he was just a booty call. You know, you got to own up to it, and I liked it. I passed it, but somebody said, Funky Dineva said, don't let nobody throw your own tea on you. She letting Van throw her own tea on her. You know, she got to grab that control back and say, you know what, we had a moment, whatever, it's over. He needs to get over it. That's what she should have done. If you go to YouTube, put his name in Mark Scott, you'll see him showing receipts. Oh my God. So was he on Cheryl, was he on someone's show? You know, was he on another blogger? I feel like my glasses are crooked. Was he on another blogger's show? You gotta tell me more. Tell me more. Yes, Makai was on the show with his wife. On Love and Marriage Huntsville? Okay, I guess I'll be missing some details. I'm shocked here. Usually I'm good with the details. Okay, wait a minute. You said you believe it's 9 or 10 kids they mentioned the first season? Okay, y'all gonna make me go back. I don't have time to binge watch this weekend. I do. Now they're afraid. Wow, 6 boys and 2 girls. Okay, you're gonna have to make. I'm gonna do research. And listen, before I continue with this scene, I don't know if y'all had Netflix, that show, and that's why I'm like half awake and half sleep right now. That darn show, it's about 7 episodes. It's called From Scratch. Oh my God, what an amazing like little series. It's a love story. It's about blended families. I mean, you're gonna need a box of tissues, but it was really, really good. And so was what is that darn other one I saw? Oh, Jasmine's Blues, the Jasmine Blues. Yeah, I think it was a Tyler Perry movie, but it was really good. But anyway, I got off the beaten path there. Yeah. So no, Mark was in his feelings. Mark was totally in his feelings, and he was being just like his brother Marcel, because he said, you know, what did he say? He said he's not going to be the bigger person. He said the energy you give me is the energy I'm going to give back. He said, so if you give me good energy, you're going to get good energy. If you give me bad energy, then you're going to get Mark. You're going to get the bad energy. So right there, I knew that he would be a riot. If they had Mark as an actual friend of the show or come on there, Mark is going to give a whole lot of heat. He's very messy. He's very messy. So let me see. They had dinner. One of the sisters worked with them on in one of their businesses. Really? I mean, they got a big family. That's a lot of people. Yes, because there is a brother who is an architect. Oh, he designed a home for the Scotts. Really? And speaking of designing the homes for the Scott, what's going on with Tisha? Not Tisha, with Kimmy and Maurice's home. Remember they went to the land and they supposed to be building their home. What's going on with that? And what's going on with Tisha's and Marsau's, home that they're building. If Mark has feelings, he needs to go to the dentist and get them taken care of. Diva, what's the name of the show you mentioned on Netflix? It's 2 of them. One of them is called From Scratch. Literally like from scratch, because the guy in it, it's a love story, but it's blended family. Uh, I'm telling you, it is so good. It's one of the best ones I've seen in a long time. And all I can say is you are going to need a box of tissues because you're going to be like boo-hooing like it's one of your family members, but it's worth the episodes. It is a blending of cultures too. It's a really good one. And then the next one is Jasmine Blues, and it's a Tyler Perry movie, but it's really good. Kimmy did not want to live next door to Marsau and Tisha. She felt it was too close for comfort. You know what? It could be. It could be. And I can understand that. So, and it depends on how you feel about your family. It depends on a lot, right? It depends on a lot. Like, I wouldn't mind living close to my sisters, but I could understand how there's some people that be like, okay, whoa, this is too much. I'm Val. Hey, Val, how you doing? They ain't building nothing but trying to build a bank account. You know what? I ain't mad about you building no bank account either, but I would love to eventually see the homes. that they're trying to build. And now I listen, everybody, I dropped the link in case anybody wants to come up and chat with me. So now, can y'all help me with Destiny? I'm trying to like Destiny. I really, really am. I'm trying to like Destiny. But Destiny seems like she's forever bitter. Destiny seems like she can't get over herself. What did you say here? Why is it okay for a man not to claim a woman they sleep with? But if a woman don't claim a man, they get in their feelings. What's good for the goose is good for the gander. Miss Van is good. All right, Evelyn. All right, Evelyn. I ain't mad at you. I ain't mad at you. Yes. Um, so yeah, the houses were a fake storyline. You think so? Listen, I don't put nothing past any of these people now. Remember, they wouldn't be a friend if they wouldn't be if they LLO. Well, I remember when Kimmy said that. But what killed me is Kimmy said that, but then all of a sudden, when there was rumors about Maurice sleeping around, all of a sudden she became in love with Tisha. She became Tisha's best friend again. But yes, she sure did. She sat on that reunion couch and said if they wasn't sister-in-laws, then they wouldn't even be good. I would All right. All right, Phoebe, that's gonna be our new line. You went to get a yogurt when Destiny came on. That's so messy. Yes, everyone, please hit that like button as you come in. I really appreciate it. Destiny's still immune, in my opinion. She acting like it's a high school approach to life. You know what? You hit the nail on the head. Destiny is definitely acting very high schoolish. Um, she's flip floppy. She doesn't get the bigger picture. But she met with Tisha, right? Yeah, Kimmy never liked Tisha, and I don't think she still does. I think that the only reason why she's closer to her now is because she felt the sting and the pain of when it felt like for somebody to be talking about your marriage, right? So Tisha and Destiny, they meet up, they have a little lunch. Destiny's talking about the boyfriend that she has. Hey now.
Hey, girly girl, what's
Hey,
up?
what's up? What's up? How you been?
I'm okay. I'm just listening to the commentary, girl. You know you be on point. I'll be cracking up.
Listen, here's the thing with Destiny. I feel a little bad for her because she just seems to be so bitter about everything that went on in her life. Okay, listen, and I don't mean this in a bad way. I mean this in a get your life together way. Like, you know what? Okay, so you had a husband, you got a divorce. It wasn't what you thought it was. You left to raise this baby on your own. You're in court. You're kind of fighting back and forth with the baby. But people have been through worse. Get over it. It's almost
Okay.
like she wants somebody to hand her success, to
Thank
hand
you.
her victory, to hand her a bunch of money. She
Thank
just
you.
wants a handout for everything. And even with Stormy, okay, Stormy has hair products, but Stormy is not the only hair product that can be in your beauty supply store. There's so many brands out there. So if you couldn't make a good deal with Stormy, why don't you go out there and try to get a deal with one of these other people who have just as prestigious hairlines? The Brat hat. What's the Brat's wife's name? She has a hairline. Uh, uh,
Judy. Big booty Judy.
Diana Ross' daughter has a hairline. Kenya Moore has a hairline. Like, there's other people that you can get products in your store to make things happen, and you're crying because Stormy didn't give you the products for her store.
Okay, okay. That was a good one. That was a good one. Now, I'm trying to find out somewhere in there where you have some sympathy for her because I ain't got no damn sympathy for her because everything you said was true. She feels entitled. Okay, Destiny is a user. Destiny started being friends with Tisha only so Marsau would help her with remodeling that store that she supposedly had. Okay, she
Mm.
she wasn't doing nothing but trying to get a discount. That's all it was. So she thinks she's slick. She thinks she is so slick. First of all, he only married you out of force. He didn't even want to marry you. He married that girl. He didn't even want to marry. He didn't even want to marry her, and she made it known he didn't want to get married. So he got married because of the kid, and that's why it didn't even last 6 months. Okay.
Mm,
The thing is, I don't like about her. Everybody has bad relationships.
yeah.
Somewhere, even if you're in a relationship, you have some bad times. There's no perfect all the time, 24/7 marriage relationship. None. But
Mhm.
girl, get over yourself. And why does she keep wearing stripper clothes to every scene she wears stripper clothes? Why? You ain't even got a stripper pole body, but why you keep wearing stripper clothes? That's what I don't understand about her. But she likes sympathy. She likes to dog out Mel when Mel was trying to be her friend. But ladies, please understand, if your male, whatever he is, husband, boyfriend, partner, whatever, has a female friend, stop trying to be friends with her. She not gonna share her dedication is to the friend she was with at first, which is your husband or boyfriend, whatever. So I have no sympathy for her. She's a user.
Yeah, Tammy, you know what? I'm sure her products are amazing, Stormy's, and they really grow your hair. But if at the moment you can't get Stormy's product in your store, that there's other people that you can tap into. And I did believe the explanation that Stormy gave, right? Stormy pretty much told her, Val, I don't know, you're giving feedback. Can you mute for a minute?
Okay.
Stormy pretty much told her that, listen, I got a distribution company involved. So I can't just, it's not through me anymore. I'm not small time. I don't even get involved on that level with my products. You have to go through the production route. And I'm sure with Stormy, you probably have to have a certain amount of units of her product in your store. And maybe at this time, what's the name? Destiny can't afford that level of product in her store. So, it gotta be what it is. Yeah, kaleidoscope. There's other people she could have tapped into, but she rather whine about what she didn't get than keep her mind focused on what she really wants and where she's trying to go. Um, I had to give it to Mel when she overheard Destiny talking about her in the hotel room next door. Mel said, "No thanks, I'm good." Exactly, right? Exactly. I mean, those two do have a different story about what happened at that particular time. But it is what it is. I just think Destiny whines a lot, and then Tisa is pissed at Destiny for life. So she was like, of course, I mean, not Destiny, and Mel for life. So she says, of course, Mel is not going to apologize. So it's just like Mel and Tisa are like oil and water. I don't know. What do you think about their relationship?
I think that their relationship is never gonna be good either because the simple fact is knows what Marsau was doing.
Yeah,
Mel is like the fact. Well, I'm not gonna tell it because if I tell it, I look like the bad person. And when you keep playing like you know your husband ain't cheated on you, and you know that you came to me talking about your husband, different moves that he'd made. Come on, it's obvious that he has, but she's chose to stay with him. That's her kid's father. That's her income, and that's her security blanket, and that's what she want to do. That's what she wants to do. But as far as Destiny goes, if you're a business person, anybody has a business mind, why would you put any of your products in a place that's half-ass open? That's a bad business move. Nobody would do that.
right.
It don't matter. You got products sitting in her store that could be sold somewhere else. So why would you put it in there when she's half open? She don't have consistent opening hours, and supposedly it's supposed to be closed again. So why would you take a risk and put your product there? And if you notice when they had the thing, everybody standing around. What was they doing? I ain't hear no cash register moving. I ain't see nobody going to buy nothing. It was like a meet. It was like a meet and greet at the barbecue window. You know what I'm saying? Because it was
Yeah,
hot in here. Everybody was fanning. Well, I don't even think the air was working.
yeah, she definitely for sure did not set that up right. She had a major opportunity to really push it. She should have had some gift bags there, for the people, whatever the case may be. She
Right.
she she just really did, and it was a missed opportunity on her part. And then for her to keep still to this day to keep complaining about what happened that day, super messy. That said, they are sorority sisters, and Mel actually got Tisa in shaking my head. Wait, which two are sorority sisters? Mel and Tisa or Mel and Destiny? They got to tell me. That's interesting, right? Candace, she says storyline, fake storyline. Yeah, it could,
Yep.
it could
Hmm.
be,
Yep.
it
Yep, it
could
was
be.
because what else did she have to talk about? And then she goes in her depressed moments on Instagram because I think that she her ex-husband and her son having fun. I mean, when he have his son, he always posting pictures of him and his son having fun and everything else. And she gets jealous and a little depressed over it. She get depressed because she had her whole half of her family move in her house and she still can't keep it. They're still supposed to be going to foreclosure, they say.
Wait, whose house?
Destiny.
Really?
Word on the street is they're supposed to be, you know, well, how you say that? So I want to make sure it could be reported that way, or however you want to say it. How you want to say it? So y'all make sure y'all covered. Oh, you got your banner running. Okay.
Oh,
Anyway,
you mean allegedly?
okay.
Allegedly, you're saying?
Allegedly her house supposed to be going into foreclosure, and she moved half of her family in there I guess, trying to help, and it's still supposed to be going in foreclosure.
If that's the case, I do feel bad for her. I really
Okay.
do. I feel bad for her. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, so PP said allegedly.
Yeah. No, no, I don't know why you feel, that's what I'm saying. I don't know why you feel bad for her because if you notice, who do she give any credit for on that show? Who?
Nobody.
And why is she still there? She's like a quad. You know what I'm saying? Y'all ain't married to nobody. When she was married, she barely had a husband on there. But I'm just saying, she was just Martell's buddy. That's all. He,
Yeah.
he might
Oh,
have hit
so
that. He might have hit that before.
Mel and Keith are AKAs? I didn't know that.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what they said.
Oh, that's a
And then Tisha,
shame,
and,
Chi-Town.
and then Tisha supposed to just went and got two of her masters, and because her country mama had went and told all that, because her mama cannot talk. Her mama claimed that she only went through high school, but I think it was elementary. But Wanda is a hot mess. I wish they would keep Wanda off the show because Wanda is ruining the show. The show was classy, had its ups and downs and everything else. But let's deal with what y'all started with, the business. Where's y'all business part of it? Stop showing shows that all you gotta do is drag down each black family, dragging down another black family. Stop that stuff. Show the good.
You know what? I think they tried to circle back to that a little bit at the beginning of this episode because Kimmy showed the business with her title company or whatever the case may be. So I
Yeah.
think they're trying to kind of circle back to it. But I think the drama is kind of like it's overshadowing like everything, right? Um, but y'all saying Destiny is also Martell's cousin? Really?
Oh, I didn't know that.
That I didn't know either. Oh,
That I didn't.
they got family all up and down this thing.
Shoot,
I
Martell barely on there himself. That's what so you know what I'm saying? Martell and Destiny barely on there.
well, if you notice, Martell, Destiny, and Mel are like barely on there.
Well, that's because Mel don't really want to associate. If you go to her personal stuff, she'll tell you all the stuff. She don't really want to associate with half the people that's on there because they claim everybody want to claim they have an issue. Some of them claim they have an issue with her, but she said she don't like the fake and phony. Don't smile on her face, and then you got a lot to say about her behind her back. So, it is a show that all of them signed up for. So they all got parts in it and they all got to make appearance just to get paid. So Mel chooses not to make appearance with them.
Mm.
She does other things. So, but what do you think about Tisha's cousin coming out and saying what the big secret was that she didn't want everybody to know about the pills?
Yeah, I talked about that. You know what I pretty much said. I appreciate her taking her power back.
Right. That's what I said too.
Hmm.
Mhm.
I
Mhm.
appreciate her taking her power back, so
Mhm.
that now they can't hold that over your head and try to use it.
Right. Mhm.
So let's talk about this last scene. There was a birthday. Tisha's daughter turned 7. She has a beautiful family. Her and Marsau have a beautiful family.
Right.
Um, I'll just mute you for a second, Val, because it's like giving a little feedback. But her and Marsau have a beautiful family, right? And they pretty much, was It was kind of the intervention for Miss Wanda to tell Miss Wanda, listen, you got to stop talking about the kids. You got to stop being so messy. You got to focus on your food truck. And you know, when you go on your lives, talk about yourself and yourself only. Now, listen, I do think they gave her really good advice. Do I think that she's going to listen to it? I think that she's going to be able to hold herself together for a little while. Do I think it's going to last long? I don't. But what are your thoughts on that?
I'm sorry, I take my mic off. I don't know why I'm getting feedback. I'm not moving now. But anyway, I don't. Wanda is a. I'm trying to be respectful. Wanda is a hopeless case. Okay, Wanda is a
Mm.
one. You want to keep bragging about, you had a husband, and you have a husband, and you have a boyfriend. But see, now she didn't spill the beans and told her when she had that lie with Mark. She sit up there and she said, her and it's cheaper to keep them. Her and her husband stay in different rooms. Okay, she there. I think that's just a roof over her head because she couldn't afford a place on her own. So she came back to him, and they both have separate bedrooms. And she said when he wasn't giving her what she needed, that's when she had a man on the side. So you want to call it a boyfriend on side, a boyfriend? That ain't no boyfriend. You was a side piece to somebody. Okay, so that's what you are. Because if that was really your boyfriend, you'd be with him and not staying with your husband. Okay, so she's a side piece. But Wanda will not stop talking about other people because she won't take responsibility for what she has said. She claimed she wasn't talking about nobody's kids. She was. When you say find your baby's daddy, you're talking about somebody's child. And I wouldn't forgive her for that either. So Wanda's just like I said, I think that she just brings darkness to the show.
She does, but remember how Miss Joyce got a little out of control and wild like that, and they had to end up like not letting Miss Joyce film so much? Do
Hmm.
you think eventually they will do that to Miss Wanda, or do you think that you know that production kind of likes it because they like the drama of it all?
No, Carlos likes the mess. Carlos likes the mess, but the public does not like it because if you read all the stuff that was said to him, a lot of people was telling him, if you keep her on the show, I'm gonna stop watching. So Carlos like dollars. He might like mess, but he likes dollars. So if they think about it, they did narrow her back some, and they needed to narrow her back because the simple fact is, don't forget, Mel is one of the executive producers of the show. So do you think that she's gonna keep on having somebody come on there that's gonna just slam her down, and talk about her and everything else? Tisha won't take responsibility for her mother. Tisha likes it because Tisha's mother says things that she wants to say, but she don't have enough balls to say. So I have no respect for Tisha whatsoever.
But do you think that somebody can really control their mom?
Yes,
You do?
yes, yes, because when your mother is saying something that's out of pocket, you need to open your mouth up and say something. And every time her mother says something out of pocket, she don't say nothing but, "Oh, mom," and no, you don't. She does that purposely because see, her mother would not have all the information that she had if Tisha wasn't feeding it to her. So I blame Tisha. Sorry, I blame Tisha. And just keep, and when you see that your mom is making a fool of you and making a fool of herself and making a fool of the show, then you need to tell your mama to stay away.
Though you know what, I do agree with that. But Tammy, you know what I think? I think they're playing games. I think they're playing games with this truck. They can, first of all, that one truck they showed us
Oh,
the first
please.
time, I really thought it was a joke. I feel like she has a better truck. G My 4, thank you so much for the super sticker. I truly appreciate it. But I think they really have a better truck. I think they're playing
I
games with
don't.
us with that. You
I don't
don't
think
think
she has a trust. Nope. I think she cooking that stuff in her kitchen. Hmm.
so?
I don't think
Mm.
she. I don't think she had no truck. You brought all that stuff out in aluminum pans. You cooked that in your own kitchen, and you put some warmers underneath there when you went to go sell it to the public. That girl ain't got no kitchen. And two, if your man's so good to you and everything else, why are you asking your son-in-law to help you with a truck instead of asking your husband or your boyfriend? If that's the case, then you being sloppy.
Well, I do know the brother because I do follow them on Instagram. I want to
Hmm.
say the brother had his baby. So Tisa's brother had the girl had the baby. I'm
So,
assuming,
mhm.
yeah, because she said my little brother. Yeah, so the girl had a baby boy. I want to say.
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
And but I'm
I,
but I'm still saying the point is that she don't have no income like that, or you gonna be asking your son-in-law to help you with something. So you want to talk all that stuff, but you got a boyfriend and a husband, but neither one of them want to support you in your dream.
Yeah, Cheryl. So you know what? So you saying that Miss Wanda was on her Facebook Live 2 days ago, blessing Kiki out. What they got a big thing with Kiki, and so I heard that too. Like she don't even want. Like she warned Kiki about doing going on like interviews with different bloggers and stuff. I mean, what is the bad blood between them? Like it's crazy. Yeah, that truck was a mess. I just felt like I was like, okay, y'all playing us out right now.
But
She
Kiki
could have
told
got
what the
a
bad blood.
manager after that.
But
Huh?
Diva, Kiki told what the bad blood was. She explained it. She said that they from childhood. Okay, so her dad and Miss Wanda are brothers and sisters or something like that. So
Oh,
they
how they
always
pitted them against each
yes,
other?
yes. So that's where the bad blood has started from, and I think that they was really close. Tisha and Kiki was really close, and Tisha confided and told her some stuff. So then now Tisha's worried about what she gonna tell, because she's like, now I know the truth about because you didn't told me. So don't try to play like your husband ain't never cheated on you.
Now, Miss Angela, I can believe she has a lot of money, right? Because she also said that Val, can you mute for a minute? I don't know why the feedback is coming.
I
Um,
don't know. I'm not even moving. I don't know. I'm
I
muted.
know it's crazy. Angela, she said that the show pays her. I can believe she got a nice, healthy bank account. But if that's the case, like you said, then go buy your own truck. And I don't know how much those trucks cost. I don't know like how much a food truck costs. I do know a long time ago. I wanted. Have you ever seen someone have a retail truck, like a truck, but they sell clothing from the truck? I used to want one of those so bad. It was crazy. So the truck itself, it was a good amount of money, but then I would have had to pay to renovate the truck, which was going to cause a lot of money. But that wasn't even my big issue. My big issue was the amount of insurance that they wanted on the truck because it was going to have product on it. So that would mean that at any given time, someone, like if somebody stole the truck, then they're stealing all of my inventory. And I didn't have at that time, I didn't have a driveway where my truck was gonna overnight be in my driveway at the very least. And even to this day, I have a parking space in my townhouse. I don't have a driveway. So all of that kind of played into the factor. And so when I called to get the insurance on it, it was like bananas. But that used to be a dream of mine. And then you don't I think you got to get a special license too, because you can't just go park anywhere and set up shop. Um, you have to. I can't remember all the details, but you have to be licensed to go to certain spots to park so that you can sell your
Exactly.
product.
You have to get a
Right? You see
permit.
what I'm
You
saying,
have to get a
Val?
per- you have to get a permit. You
Thank
had to get
you.
a permit. That's what you had to do. Because when I had my jewelry business, same thing. You every time when you go to somewhere, you have to get a permit. So if you go to a function that's already like some kind of festival,
Uh huh.
the festival already has a permit for the vendors. So what you do is you fill out paperwork to be a vendor at that whatever event it is. So
Right.
it still is that, but you have to bring insurance. So most of the places I went to, you have to bring insurance. And sometimes when it's a government function, you have to bring $1 million
Yep.
policy. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So that costs you money. You're gonna have to have insurance regardless, but then you have to have a higher limit of insurance when it comes to certain events. So that's why I said all that is just fake. That's a barbecue cooked in the backyard, brung out and acting like we have a restaurant. Come on,
Oh
that's
my God, you're so funny.
and these
But
and
but
these dry freeze hairdos that want to keep having. I wish they stop playing with her. Stop playing with her. And them freeze dried hairdos.
so old, right? I mean, that
Oh
is
my
from like
god.
when. I mean, but the thing is though, and what's her name? Tisa, her hair is always like she's on point. I do like the way that she dressed. I like her different hairstyles that she have. Help your
Hmm.
mother out. But you know what though, too, to be honest with you, Val, like sometimes your parents they stuck in their ways. You can tell them something and be like, whatever, this is what I like, this is what I want, this is what I'm gonna do. I think Wonder and Wanda is going to be off the next season. That is why she is doing her own blogs and YouTube. She's not doing nothing they are telling her. Um, you know what though? I think that they
What?
were rewarding her bad behavior,
Carlos was.
and yeah, Carlos was right.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
then when she went too far, that's when he was like pull. But I think he only wanted her to pull back, because he only wanted her to pull back because the fans was getting pissed off. Diva, congrats on your channel. Love you on Sherelle and Perry channel. Oh, thank you, Queen P. I appreciate that. So
Hmm.
yeah, that here has to have some damage with the hairstyles Miss Wanda gets. I'm sure it does. I'm sure it does. But that is like very. I mean, I don't even know if I want to say the 80s.
Yeah, no, that's if I wouldn't say 80s, I'll say 70s because we used to do that in the 70s. We used to do those, when you had that same hairstyle for a whole week because you put a headscarf on at night to make sure it stay there. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
But that I mean, come on, she too old for that. You need to get out of that. Even they got better wigs. Old women wear better wigs than what you doing. That's why I say it's freeze dried. Move on.
Wanda also has custody of her two of her grandkids, so maybe the states is paying her. Yeah, she
Yep,
does
that's
have
what might.
custody of two of the grand. Yeah, it could be.
Hmm.
I just think that she goes too far. She's pulling a Miss Joyce, like Mama Joyce. Mama Joyce initially when she first started on the show, she was
Hmm.
fine.
Hmm. Right,
Then she went out of control. I actually think Marcel's approach to Wanda at the party was much better than Tisa's. You know
right.
what? I will agree with you. I will agree
Hmm.
with you on that. Tisa put her mom on defense right off that or right off the bat. That doesn't work with Miss Wanda. No, it does not. No, it does not. And yes, so you said Wanda Renna. I don't know if she's as bad as Lisa Renna. But she's running the race almost neck to neck. I know how you feel about that, Val.
I don't watch the Rena show, but the thing is, one, like I said, my opinion don't change of her. I'm sorry. I just think she's a hot ass mess, and I think she destroys the show. Sorry, but that's just what I think. I think she destroys the show. I think that if they go back to what they originated was, either y'all gonna do family life or y'all gonna do business life. But that all that other stuff is nonsense. To me, it is.
It's
It's just
it's
nonsense.
it's too much. You know
Right.
what? But here's the thing. You know why it's gonna be hard to go back to like the family and the couples and all of that. Um,
Mhm.
Ronnie, thank you so much for the super chat. I truly appreciate it. Thank you so much. I think you know why I think it's gonna be hard to go back to that because right now Melanie is single. So
Mhm.
it's like, and when they had that meeting with the comeback group, even though it wasn't a comeback group, they was just meeting to talk about Miss Wanda and Mark, so to speak. Um,
Mhm.
it seems so nostalgic, right?
Mhm.
Bless you if you sneeze. It seems so nostalgic. It seems so like that's what I started watching for, right? It was the couples back together again. It was, Mel and Martell. It was Kimmy and Maurice. It was Tisa and Marcel. It was like that's what I really miss. And having that kind of dynamics fractured, it's
Mhm.
turning into the same as all the other reality shows where everybody now is just kind of biting at each other, so to speak. I don't
Right,
know.
but you know what, Diva? When you think about this is my thought of what when I think about it, what is the point of even if it was or was not that Miss Vanessa had a relationship with Mark? What is the point?
Oh, there's
That's
no point, but Mark
what
got
I'm
in his
saying.
feelings. Mark,
Right.
but see, you know why it blew up at the reunion? So when Melanie and Martell first broke up, that particular reunion, they were still like, tug of war, so to speak. And
Right.
then, and then I felt like Martell at the time, his finances was in the gutter. So
Mhm.
the best he can do at that point was align with the Scots because it was his only lifeline that he can grab onto.
Right.
So when that story kind of came out at the reunion, it didn't help that Martell jumped on the bandwagon and was like, yeah, you had a relationship with him. You was
Right.
driving back and forth. That was a
Mhm.
relationship. So he gave the story more life. And I
Right.
think the fact that Miss Vanessa kind of wanted to back away from it and act like there was nothing there, she made it worse. She could have deaded it at the reunion if she simply said, I was with him, so what? That's over now. But there is no video because remember they kept trying to throw out there that there was this sex video between Mark and her, and they was gonna bring it out. So she could have shut it all down and said, listen, because Carlos even said it, like, you single, you grown. It was like she could have said, I'm single, I'm grown, I could do what I want, but whatever it was, and now it's over. So her denying it, so to speak, that's what gave it life, and that's what it ignited Mark and pissed them off.
Yeah, but I don't think that I really don't think they had a sexual relationship. I think they had a relationship as
Wow.
well, I'm sure I don't. I'm sorry, I don't. I don't think they had a sexual relationship. I think they had a relationship without sex, and I think that it was a, you trying to get to know each, that was her friend, that was her ear. I think it really was her ear. And he was being, you do things for your friend when you just friends. I have friends I didn't did stuff for that, nothing sexually happened, but I'm just saying she might have an interest there, but she was maybe scared to cross the line. I don't know. I'm just saying that. That's why I said whether they did or they didn't. I'm saying what is the point behind it? If you got it was the coochie that good that your nose just so wide open, you guys got to tell the world. What is his point of telling people that he even if he did sleep with her or dated her? You notice he always say dated. He never says that we slept
But
together. You notice that?
But you know what? You caught that. You caught
Mhm.
that. Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
I
Uh-huh.
will agree with I will agree with you on
Mhm.
that. Lady B,
Mhm.
you said they should have cut that part out. With all due respect, I think they only brought Miss Van out on the couch so that that mess could come out. Well, you know what?
Yeah.
I take that back. They brought
Mhm.
it out too because remember, her and Miss Wanda went back and forth for a minute. So
Mhm.
Carlos was being messy. He wanted her and
Right.
Miss Wanda to go at it, and
Mhm.
he wanted that little part to come out. So yeah,
Mhm.
you're right. But you're right. He never did say that. You're right.
Yeah.
That's true. And Candy said even if her mother is wrong, she's going to defend her. Um, who's
What? She said
Candy?
male. She said male. She said
Oh,
male is gonna everybody. Yeah, I would defend my mother too. But the point is, like I said, he never said they had sex. He says clearly that we had a relationship. We was in a relationship.
yeah.
So what
Oh,
kind
you
of
said
relationship y'all was in?
Candy. Yeah, you know what though, Cheryl? You talk about Candy and Mama Joyce.
Oh, oh.
See, but
Okay.
Candy, we can have a whole nother discussion on another day about Candy. To me, the mother goes too far in regards to Todd. And I'm going to defend my mother, but I'm not going to let her be disrespectful to my husband. Um, I'm going to defend my mother, but I'm going to also say, Mom, okay, you got to chill. You can't be throwing stones and then want me to defend. Like, you got to stop. Like, at some point you do got to draw the line. So, but I get
Don't ask her.
Candy, huh?
Don't ask her. Don't ask Miss Joyce. If you don't want to hear her opinion, don't ask her. I respect Miss Joyce because she's not being fake. She not saying I'm gonna smile for the camera and then behind the door I gotta tell her how I really feel. Don't ask her if you don't want to know her opinion because she's gonna tell you the same way she do when the camera's running when it's off. I respect her for that.
But talking about Todd though, the way she
Don't
does,
ask her. Don't ask her. That's what I'm saying. Don't ask her because you know how she feel about him. So don't ask her.
oh, well, I guess that's a concept.
Hmm.
Lorraine, I felt that way too, right? And I also feel that Martell is not a bad guy. He just doesn't know how to be in a monogamous relationship. Um,
Right.
that
Right.
that's just the way I feel
Right.
about him.
Because
But
if you look at all the people that he claimed he had sex with before, look at the timeline. You was always with somebody and then doing somebody else. And then that girl was messy in the first place to try to be that one that was trying to be the marriage I mean the wedding consultant. His so-called manager now. I don't think her husband knew that she had slept with Martell before.
I don't either.
Hmm. And
I don't either.
yeah,
I
I
thought
don't think
that
that.
was messy.
Yes, that was messy. And then she came and told Mel about him hitting on the other girl that worked with her, but you didn't tell Mel that you had hit it before. So what you know what I'm
Mm,
saying? She's messy. She's messy. It
yeah.
seemed like it was some dick that she was missing herself. You understand what I'm saying? I don't know what Martell packing, but he got a good game going on. They all falling for it. You know? They
they,
falling
they
for
they
it.
They fall for the okie doke.
Yeah,
Bianca said exactly, Val. It's not our business. We don't have to know who she's touching. If
yeah,
they were, and that's all it was, she don't have to tell us that he's
right,
only doing it for clout. Oh, he's definitely doing
right,
it for clout, but he's also doing it because he got in his feelings. He got in his feelings. I think Miss Van wanted to back away from Mark. I feel that way too. He seems a little touched. He seems really touched. Yes, he does. And I'm sure she saw it and called it quits. I can go for that too,
right.
wholeheartedly, 100%.
I mean,
I
come on.
definitely think that.
Everybody that went to a certain degree with somebody, and you wish that it didn't go that far. I mean, whether he just sucked the titty or whatever he did, but you just wish that, like, dang, I wish it didn't go that far. You know what I'm saying? So why should we know every detail of every distance that went between those two? It was just between those two. That's why I said it's irrelevant to me if they had a relationship or not. What do they have to do with anybody else on the show? That's what I
Well,
don't
oh no,
understand.
you know what? I'm gonna be honest with you. It wasn't relevant to me. I didn't care, but I just felt like I really felt like Miss Van, instead of like, she let herself get backed in a corner with this situation. That's all I'm trying to say.
I
And
would
I
have too.
feel and
I
oh,
would have
see, but
too.
I wouldn't have got backed into the corner. I would have been like, yeah, I did. But so what?
No,
It's over.
I
It
wouldn't. I
happened.
wouldn't agree. I wouldn't agree. I wouldn't admit it that I did it. I don't care if we went all the way and I slept and I slept with him. And the next morning we looked in each other's face and brushed each other's teeth. I wouldn't care. I would say it was none because I would say it's none of nobody's business and whatever. It was what it was, and tell me what it is now. That's it was what it was, and tell me what it is now. So what's your point?
Okay, but
What?
see, you would have said that it was what it was. She acted as if she didn't even lay eyes on this man. I think that's why I had so much life. But hold on, Ronnie, thank you again for the super chat. I know the kids are off limits, but allegedly Marcel and Tisa, older son, is questionably not Tisa's.
Ooh,
Well,
I heard that. I heard that gossip too, but I didn't want to say.
really?
Mhm. Yep,
Wait, the
I heard that too.
oldest son that's living with them now?
I heard that he had that son before her.
Well, that's interesting. Well, you know
Oh,
what? Though,
okay.
I will tell you this. If it is not hers, what I do like about it is that you don't even know that, right? That she's treating the son as if it is her child.
Well,
Um,
you don't hardly see her kids anyway. That's what I'm trying to say. You don't hardly see her kids anyway.
right, right.
The
You
thing in
you
the park, you
don't.
think, what do you think about that party in the park? You really think that was really, come on, legit? And you leave a cake in the car? Come on, really?
Well, can I tell you this? I did not leave the cake in the car, but my son's first birthday party, it was a Winnie the Pooh party. We
Uh-huh.
had it at this big lake park or whatever the case may be.
Mm-hmm.
His birthday is in July. It was so hot to the point where my sister called me, like we was down. I don't know. My one sister had him in the pool with her, right? Like in the pool. I don't know what I was doing. But I'll tell you what, my sister called me on the cell phone. She was like, you need to sing happy birthday right now because Winnie the Pooh is melting. It was so funny. I mean, so when that whole cake thing and it being in the car, I laughed to myself at that scene because I promise you, I will never forget that birthday party of my son's. It was two layers. It had the big Winnie the Pooh on the top. Honey, that thing was just a melting because that fondant does not do well in the heat. It needs to be cold, right? So yeah, and it was, when I tell you it was hot, it was hot. Um Miss Van has grandchildren. They should not have to put their business out like that. You
That's
know what,
true.
Lady B? The thing is, I do agree with all y'all, but you have to understand when you sign up for these reality shows, you got to prepare yourself because you
Right,
never
that's true.
know what is going to come your way. And
Mm-hmm.
you have to be okay with, if this comes out about me, how will I address it and what will I do?
Right.
The
Mm-hmm.
worst
I got
thing to
you.
me to do is to not tell the truth, because then the story is going to live on forever. And someone said, all I got to do is Google and he has receipts. Um, I know there's receipts because listen, even Martell said you was driving up and down the highway. They was doing what grown folks do. And
Right.
I really don't care. The only problem where I think she messed up She should have just owned up to it. And then he wouldn't. Then we wouldn't have saw Mark in the park this scene. Because what would it have been for him to talk about? If she would have just simply said, "Yep, I was with him, but whatever. Y'all think there's a sex tape? There ain't no sex tape." She could have deaded it right there. But
Okay,
because she tried to pull back from it, now you give this man an opportunity. Now this story is going to live on forever. And now if she tries to correct, he's going to call her a liar.
I got you. You got a point. Yeah, you got a point there.
Mhm.
I understand where you come from, but like I said, me myself, I think I'm trying to be nice about it because I didn't, I just want her to stand up to being, don't put her head down, over sleeping with somebody that you wish you hadn't slept with or whatever you did with them. That's all I'm saying. I'm saying because it really ain't our business. That's all I'm saying. I'm just saying that whatever she did, she did. She didn't make no baby out of it, come out of it. So Martell really can't talk about nobody. And Marsau, you changing state lines, going to hook up and do whatever you doing. So that's what I'm saying. Just mind your business, what you doing. So they trying to throw whatever she did under the bus. It's irrelevant. Mark not on the show, not really. Mark not on the show, and she not really on the show. Just what she support of Melody. So why y'all want to talk about what they did in the first place? And Tisha, did you see Tisha? She sideways tried to. She used to come to me and talk to me about their problems when they were dating. See, she throw her little side shade on stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, she
So
does.
yeah,
She's
she
not
throw,
innocent. She
yeah,
tries to act all innocent, but she definitely is not innocent. She throws a lot of smoke in the game. And I
right,
also didn't like the way she tried to act like she didn't know what her mother said when they was going to dinner. Oh, I had to call my mom because I don't listen to her lives and I wasn't sure. You come on. Come on. Don't play us like that. You know exactly what your mom said. You know exactly what she does, and you know that she is dead wrong for trying to
right,
question the
exactly.
paternity of Sugar Mama. And I will say this: if someone did that to Tisa's kids, they would be pissed.
Thank you.
They would be pissed. And
Mm-hmm.
so my thing is the grown people are fair game, but don't leave the children out of it. Mark probably ran his mouth to his friends because she's on TV. I agree.
Yep.
And now he's trying to prove he wasn't lying. I agree, Keisha, wholeheartedly 100%. And if they give Mark more airtime than he already got this past episode, you're going to see because he's a piece of work. I did
Mm-hmm.
not get to see the live, but Kern said he did a live and it was out of control. So imagine if he starts to get all of that recognition for being on the show more, he's gonna be a firecracker. And listen, his own brothers already said that he's a whole hot mess.
Right. The fat boys. I call them a fat boy because all of them fat. They try to play like they're not. All of them. The fat boys.
Miss Dugan, let me tell you, are you talking about you don't agree with that Miss Vanessa should have just told her own truth? Are you talking about that piece of it? Yeah. I mean, I did. That's just me. I would have just told my own truth. Tisha, she's very shady, getting on live joking about child custody. Yes, she is. She's miserable. Yes, she is. Because I think deep down that she knows what she knows about her own husband. This what I will say about a person that is cheating on you. I think it is very well possible. In the beginning, you can have no clue, but I think you will always get a little twitching in you that something ain't right. And then I think when you know, and then at that point, it's up to you to decide, am I going to stay? Am I going to go? And listen, it's your decision to make. And I feel like Tisa, no matter what, I think if the girl would have walked up on them when they was filming one day and say for a fact that she was with Marceau, Tisa still wouldn't believe it. With
But you know
Marceau,
what though? I'm gonna tell you
uh-huh,
this before I get out. I'm gonna go in your chat instead because I'm gonna make dinner. The
uh-huh.
you think about it. When they say money keep the mouth quiet, Martell's little side chick, she wasn't coleslaw wasn't saying nothing as long as she was getting that money. As soon as that money stopped, when that breakup stops because she wasn't getting that money, then all of a sudden she run off at the mouth wide. You know what I'm saying? Marsau. Marsau make sure he gets somebody way out and a couple coins passed so he can make sure that ain't nothing said. You know what I'm saying? Now
Mhm.
Maurice, I think Maurice was a cheater too. I think Kimmy was Kimmy didn't know
I
she was
do
one of the
too.
side chicks. I don't think Kimmy knew she was one of the side chicks, but I think she was a side piece too. And I think she came into the picture when he was still. Now he claimed that once he filed divorce, he feels that he's single. So that's why he keeps getting that entanglement thing. The thing was, you were still legally married, and you was talking to Kimmy. Stop lying. So you were
Oh,
still legally married.
you know what, Val? That piece I wholeheartedly believe. Those two stand 10 toes down together.
Mm-hmm.
That wasn't the case, but
Mm-hmm.
I don't believe that. But my thing with Munster's mom,
Uh-huh.
to me, let it go, baby girl, cause you
Yeah, that's
married,
true. Yeah, that's
cause
true.
you married. Like
But she butt hurt over being cheated on. That's all it was to it. It's like he moved too fast. That's what she's mad at. She's mad at him because he moved too fast. He
yep,
left her. He left her, and before the ink was even dry, and the ink was on the
yep.
paper, that you had already had a new chick. That's what she's mad at.
Yes, 100%.
Hmm.
And you want to know what's so funny too? They kind of have a lot of similarities. His ex-wife and Kimmy, like in
You think
terms of
so?
their looks.
Huh?
And you don't
How?
think so?
How do they have similarities? First of all,
I don't know. I have to see it again. I just felt like when I seen the both of them, they kind of resembled a little bit. I mean,
no.
Monster's mom is bigger, but I feel like her and Kimmy could, they had a little bit of similarities to them. You don't think so?
No, I think that Kimmy is more submissive, and I think that Monster's mom is more dominant. So I think they're totally opposite.
Mm.
I think they're opposite. See, cause I do. I think they're just I think they're opposite in that department.
No,
I
you
don't
could
I don't
be
think
right.
they're. Mhm.
I gotta assess it again, but they're kind of not, she haven't been on there because I think that they pulled Monster back kind of from being on the show because of everything that happened with Tiffany.
Yeah, because that's what I'm trying to say. He wants it. That's what I say. Either y'all gonna go with the kids or y'all gonna go with the business. Because once they go with the kids, everybody gonna get their butt tore up. You know what I'm saying? Everybody upset when they start talking about the kids. So keep your kids out of the whole show, but keep your mama out of it too. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that you don't even keep Miss Van out of it, because the simple fact is, what do y'all mamas have to do with the show? Keep them out of there. I mean, I understand Mel with her mom, but you don't want your mom, all the dirt being dug up. Then keep your mama out the woods. You know what I'm saying?
You're gonna have to, but you know what? On that note, because I'm about to close out too. We went through all
Hmm.
the scenes, but
Hmm.
see, the thing is, I think the moms they give a little different flavor to the show, right? So I don't mind having the moms. I actually
Which
like
mama?
Miss
Which
Vanessa.
mom? Oh, you like Miss Vanessa? Okay,
I
okay.
do like Miss Vanessa,
I like her
but
too.
see,
I like her.
I do now. Do you watch Potomac? Because I did like Anila's mom also. I don't know why they were so mad
I
at
don't.
Anila's mom. You
I don't
did
like
not
Amanda's
like
mom.
her?
No, I don't think that was a place for her. I think that was for girlfriends getting together and doing whatever y'all do. And I don't think the mama was appropriate for to be there, because her mother has a big influence on. She don't want her mother to really know. I mean, if she wouldn't have no kids, she don't want her mama to know. She open it wide. So it's just like, it's too fakery when her mama around. Be yourself when your mama not around. But that's a whole. When you do your recap on that we'll talk about that later, because I think she's a big liar. She don't want to tell the truth. And Qua was like, I'm sick of this. Let's just tell the truth. So I don't have no respect for Anila that way. Sorry.
All right. Well, when I do marry to medicine, you're gonna have to come through because we
You
really
let
have
me
to
know,
have a talk, huh?
girl. You let me. You call me, honey, and let me know when you're gonna do that one, because we got a whole
I'm
bunch of
gonna
chit chat
call
on
you.
that.
I usually do. I do married to medicine on Tuesdays. I did it yesterday, but we're gonna have to. I'm gonna call you
Mm-hmm.
next time. I'm gonna let you know
Okay.
ahead of time because we really
Okay.
got to talk about that because I don't
Mm.
know why y'all all beating up on my girl Anila, but I like her. I like
She
her.
okay. Well, you like a liar.
Oh
Okay. She
my
is lying. Come on now. You know how when you find out information and you don't want nobody to know that you knew the information. That's what she doing. Come on, we can see through that. She knew, and she trying to act like she did know. Well, I knew, but I didn't. I didn't start it. Okay, but you passed it on. Okay, come on. Let's call a spade a spade. Girl, close this one out, because we gonna get into a whole nother
Okay, we're
conversation.
gonna get into it. And listen,
Hmm.
guys. So listen, thanks for coming through. I truly appreciate y'all. I had fun. This is my shortest recap, and I love it because I get to go to sleep a little bit earlier tonight. But again, let me tell you, I don't know about you have Netflix.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Oh, did you watch that series from scratch?
No, I haven't seen that.
Oh my God, you
I
have
know
to
you just
watch
told me.
it.
I know. I heard you saying that, talking about bring some tissue and watch it. So I'm gonna watch
Girl,
it then.
bring your tissue. I mean, it's really good. And then also, the one I want to say Tyler Perry has something to do with this one is Jazzman's Blues.
Oh, really? Okay,
Yeah,
text me all those then.
I'm gonna
Have
text
you seen
you.
what do you think about Mel's new show that she's putting on?
What is she putting on?
She's playing a role in I don't know if it's a movie or if it's a show. She's playing a role because that's the guy that she was in that picture with, that she's saying that she's playing the wife of him. And people start thinking that that was, somebody she was fooling around with, and then she's like, no, then she revealed that she's making a movie or whatever, and she's a movie or a show, whatever, and she's playing his wife.
Well, I'm happy for it, but I don't know
Yeah.
the name. Like, if you find out the name of it, let me
Okay.
know.
Well, it's on her IG. She talks about it on her IG.
Okay, I'll go to her IG and
Hmm.
I'll check it out.
Hmm.
But listen,
Hmm.
guys, thank you for coming through for Love and Marriage Huntsville. I'll see you again next week. See you in the next video. Tomorrow night, Thursday, right? I'm going to do again trending topics. So hope to see you there. Talk to you later. Bye.
Bye. I'll be back for trending topics.
All right.